already kind of talked about this before in my previous videos, but I kind of wanted to talk about the Anime Vanguards update 9.5, mainly because the release date for this that I predicted was going to be next week. However, if we take a look at what we were expecting to release this week, or this weekend rather, with a stage, it's actually not out yet. We don't have a stage here yet, which essentially just means that according to the game polls, there is nothing right now that's really hyped to sneak just yet for Anime Vanguard's update 9.5. So that is very, very unfortunate. We're gonna talk about it in today's video. By the way, guys, I just want you guys to know that our goal is to eventually get to that sweet 100k subscriber goal, and the only way that this is even possible is if you hit that like and subscribe button. And if we get to 70k subscribers, I'll be giving away some units that you can trade for, and this is going to be my way of saying thank you to you guys. Without further ado, subscribe and let's get started. Well, essentially, we were supposed to get a stage this weekend, but if you actually take a look at the sub announcements right now, there is no announcement yet, and that essentially just means that we're not going to be getting the stage just yet. That essentially also means that we still don't have a sneak for Anime Vanguard's update 9.5, which is kind of disappointing, because essentially it's been nearly about a week or 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks since the last update. So essentially the last update released around November 2. So if you're gonna do the math, it's been about roughly 2 weeks. So it's gonna be about 3 weeks next week. So 3 weeks for an update is actually very, very, very interesting. That's still pretty fast, honestly. It's for their standards. 3 weeks for an update. But we still don't have sneaks, right? Which is the problem here. We haven't gotten sneaks. This is why AV kind of feels dry, because there's not really sneaks to talk about. There's no sneaks for us to talk about, us YouTubers to talk about. There's really no sneaks for us to get into, and that's why Anime Vanguard's update 9.5 feels so dry, because there's just nothing to talk about. This does mean that, timelines can kind of shift a little bit. So our old timeline, if you actually watch my video about this, was that we were supposed to get the stage today, get a big sneak, and we're gonna finally be able to figure out, which, being that we expected the sneak to release now, and the stage, and for us to finally know who the Vanguard is going to be, we expected that after that we were going to be getting the trailer the week after this. And then after the trailer, obviously it's going to only be a few days, and then we're finally going to get the release date. So for example, for the trailer, the anniversary released their trailer October 31, and then immediately released the update November 2, which was the anniversary update. Obviously, we're kind of expecting something like that for the 9.5 update, for a trailer to release, and then 3 days after that for the update to release. The problem with this one here is that because of game polls and what they were essentially saying in game polls, that right now they still don't really have anything really hyped sneak ready yet. So they don't really have a sneak ready yet to show us. That essentially means that maybe there's not as much work done yet. So the reason why this is probably happening, because Anime Vanguard's update 9.5, they usually sneak stuff, right? They usually do these stages, and by the time the stage is done, they release a sneak peek. Now they skipped the stage. Not only did they skip the stage, they haven't given us a single sneak yet. And the reason why this is probably happening is because of copyrights. If you remember back then, during update 9, there was this thing where they had to get certain models lawyer approved, and every model right now that's going to be released are going to be copyrighted models. Essentially what that means is these models are going to be models that are not going to be copyrighted, right? So they have to get those lawyer approved, and for that reason alone, it takes them a lot more time. And I think that's why we still haven't gotten a sneak yet. They might still be adjusting to their time frame. They might still be adjusting to how they are going to handle all these new processes that they have to do, because back then they didn't have to consult with lawyers, they didn't have to make concept arts, they didn't have to do all of those stuff, but now they do. So that's probably why sneaks are taking a little bit longer, and why the entire process is taking a lot longer is probably because of that, right? So here's one thing that I'm gonna say: if we don't get a stage within this week, then there's a very decent chance that the update's going to take a little bit longer. It's only been about 2 weeks since the last update, so it's not really that bad yet. But I think if we can get a stage during the weekdays, and then after the stage they release a trailer, That might actually be very nice. Or maybe they just skip the stage entirely and then just release the trailer next week, or by the end of this week rather. That would also still be pretty good. But if they skip all of that, then that's going to be very sad. That will essentially just mean that, the update's going to be releasing 4 weeks after, update 2. Again, this is still pretty much being caused, in my opinion, by the DMCA. I don't really know how accurate that is, but I think I'm pretty certain that might be the cause, because the DMCA has been causing them a lot of problems recently, and it will take a while, I think, for them to finally get back to their rhythm, I think. But hopefully this update releases soon. We get a stage maybe tomorrow. I think a stage tomorrow is still fine. They have done stages on a Monday, which is pretty cool still. So if we do get a stage on Monday, that would be very nice. And then also that sneak. The unfortunate thing here is you're gonna have to wait, because bro, AV is just so dry right now. By the way, before I end this video, I just want to show you guys a little sneak peek of what I have coming for you guys. So if you guys remember, I mentioned in separate videos ago that I was going to do a trading series, right? And I'm actually working on that. The reason why I'm posting these stuff right now and not the trading series yet is because even though I've already gotten to a decent point, so if you take a look right here, I have lost my gazelle. So where's my shiny gazelle? Well, that's because I've gained a shiny Kaguya, which, by the way, the trade for these will all be shown later. When my video comes out, the trades for these will all be shown. You guys will see how these trades happened, what I traded for them. You will also see something else that I have that I want to show you guys as well. These are things that you will see what I got, how I got them when the trading video releases. I'm trying to at least make them much more, put more effort into them than the usual slop videos that I produce. But yeah, shiny Kaguya goes hard, man. Another one is, take a look at our Gilgamesh here. We have a shiny Gilgamesh. And also take a look at our S-Death. We have a spare S-Death as well. So we have profited heavily, man, and I'll be showing you exactly the trades that I did, but that will take some time. So by the way, before I end this video is kind of slop. This is a yap fest, 100% a yap fest. But why am I doing these yap fests? What I'm planning on doing right now is actually work on yap fests while I am working on bigger and more high quality videos. I don't want to stop posting because I just love posting videos and yapping and obviously making money. But on the sides, I kind of want to make something that's decently high quality, like the trading video that I will be releasing eventually. That's 8 minutes. I managed to get to 8 minutes. That's pretty cool. I've actually read a pretty interesting comment, and I'm now passing 8 minutes. This is truly a skill. I've read on my previous video, a guy that commented something about how being able to yap about anything is a skill. Yes, it is a skill, guys. It is a skill. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this yap session or did not get too annoyed by this yap session. But also that trading video will come out soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.